The year 2022 gifted cinema with a phenomenon that was not merely a sequel but a seismic event in blockbuster filmmaking: Top Gun: Maverick. More than 3 decades after the original, this film didn't just meet the monumental expectations of nostalgia. It blasted past them at Mach 10, delivering a masterclass in aerial action married to a surprisingly rich emotional core. It's a roar of an engine and a whisper of regret, a film that understands that the most thrilling maneuvers are often those of the human heart. Tom Cruise's return as Captain Pete "Maverick" Mitchell is not a simple reprisal. It is a profound examination of a man suspended in time. He is still the defiant, boundary-pushing aviator, clinging to the cockpit as the final bastion against obsolescence, the embodiment of the human factor in an increasingly automated military. His introductory sequence, a breathtaking, unauthorized high-speed test flight in a hypersonic scramjet, sets the stage. Maverick is a magnificent anachronism, racing against a future that, as Rear Admiral Kane grimly states, is coming, and you're not in it. This refusal to be grounded, to accept promotion and a desk job, is the core of his tragedy and his heroism. He is a living monument to a bygone era of visceral, high-stakes flying. The narrative thrust arrives when Maverick is summoned back to the very place that defined his youth, the elite Top Gun program, not as a student, but as an instructor. His mission: to train a cohort of the Navy's best for a nearly suicidal, time-sensitive strike on an unnamed rogue nation's uranium enrichment plant, deep within a mountainous, radar-deflecting canyon. This mission is the film's magnificent narrative crucible, a geographically impossible, structurally perfect Death Star run that serves to test the limits of pilot, plane, and team. However, the true conflict is not with the nameless enemy, but with a ghost from his past, haunting the edges of the Ready Room: Lieutenant Bradley "Rooster" Bradshaw, the son of Maverick's late, beloved Rio, Goose. Rooster carries the weight of his father's death, a tragedy for which Maverick has always felt an unbearable guilt, and his resentment is a palpable, simmering presence. Maverick must train this young pilot for a mission where the risk of loss is absolute, all while navigating the emotional minefield of a fractured surrogate father-son relationship. Teller, with his earnest mustache and subtle piano playing homages to his screen father, makes Rooster more than just a plot device. He is the living consequence of Maverick's recklessness and his deep, enduring love. The training sequences are where the film truly soars, literally and figuratively. Directed by Joseph Kosinski with a fetishistic appreciation for practical effects, the aerial dogfights and canyon runs are cinema at its most kinetic. We are not watching CGI. We are strapped into the cockpit of an F/A-18 Super Hornet, the crushing G-forces and dizzying velocity made real by the revolutionary use of custom IMAX-certified cameras in actors undergoing intensive flight training. Maverick's method is unorthodox, throwing out the book, "Your enemies have read it, too," and demonstrating through sheer, terrifying mastery that the impossible timeline for the mission is possible, provided they possess the commitment, skill, and trust to execute it as a unified, selfless unit. In a moment of profound gravity and grace, the film delivers its emotional anchor: the reunion between Maverick and his former rival, now Admiral Tom "Iceman" Kosinski. Iceman, who has silently guarded Maverick's career for decades, is now battling terminal throat cancer, his voice reduced to the typed word. This scene is a transcendent masterstroke of human connection, a silent affirmation of an enduring bond, and a clear directive from a fading mentor: it's time to let go. Iceman's presence is the film's true north, a reminder that Maverick's journey is fundamentally one of stepping out of the past to embrace the role of leader and protector. The final mission is an extended sequence of unbearable tension and exhilarating payoff. The stakes are clear, the action visceral, and the aerial choreography a flawless ballet of destruction and survival. When Maverick, in a selfless act of sacrifice, ejects to save Rooster, the narrative is not just about the mission, it's about his ultimate redemption, the finally completed loop of his responsibility to Goose's son. The subsequent, improbable theft of a relic F-14 Tomcat, the very plane Maverick and Goose flew, for an unlikely dogfight against 2 advanced 5th-generation fighters is pure, unadulterated cinematic adrenaline, a defiant salute to the obsolete and a poetic symbol of Maverick's enduring, singular genius. The unexpected arrival of the cocky but skilled Hangman to save the day underscores the film's ultimate lesson: Even the greatest hotshot cannot succeed alone. Top Gun: Maverick is a cinematic miracle, a rare sequel that surpasses its iconic predecessor by digging deeper into the soul of its hero. It is a story about legacy, mentorship, and the painful necessity of confronting one's past to secure a future. It's a love letter to the power of practical action, the beauty of the jet fighter, and the profound human need for speed. By the time Maverick is reunited with Penny Benjamin, a long hinted at flame who provides his anchor on the ground, and finally watches Rooster's jet land safely, he has completed his arc. He is no longer just a reckless legend, he is a redeemed leader. The film leaves the audience not just satisfied, but genuinely moved, having been part of a ride that proved that sometimes, the only way forward is to fly faster than fear itself.